Morning from Sugden Park here in beautiful Naples, Florida. My name is Kurt Nolenberg. This is Rick Lake, the handsome devil with the new do. For those of you that watch us regularly, I'm sure you can see it. Rick, your first morning here. I've been here for a few days. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, great place. Here again this year in Naples. This is a beautiful part of Florida. Great time to be here in November. You know, the humidity dies down a little bit. The weather really gets nice. But Naples on the coast here, on the Gulf Coast, I guess you call it. Oh, my God, what a beautiful area. Sugden Regional Park, just tailor-made for personal watercraft racing, Kurt.
I'll tell you what, this whole area is just it's a gorgeous bounty of things to do. You know, our thanks go out to the Naples and Marco Island, the Everglades, the Paradise.com Tourism Bureau. They've been phenomenal in helping us secure this location and keep it over the last few years. We're looking forward to many more here. And I'll tell you what, some of the Pro Watercross crew, a couple days ago, we got a half a day off. We went out and did an airboat ride, some alligator wrestling.
I saw some video. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, and for those of you out there, we didn't really wrestle the alligators. It was more like pet them.
I'm surprised Drake didn't wrestle them, though, you know?
Drake drove the airboat, and
good Lord.
And it will tell you about his girlfriend's possessions that went through the fan, but that's another story.
Oh, well, nice. I can't wait to hear that. But right now here, during the Broward Motorsports Pro Watercross World Championship, our first race of the day, Novice Sports Stock, and it's Jessica Maloney and Riley O'Flaherty have separated themselves from the rest of the pack and are having quite a battle out in front, Kurt.
Yes, they are. And I just, I want to tell everyone that's listening out there and that's here in the park, all the results that we have from up here and what we're calling out, they are completely unofficial, okay? We're doing the best that we can with what we have, but we are not officials, okay? Having said that, I heard some chatter about the top two, so let's see how it pans out. But they're first and second on the water right now, and I'll tell you what, Maloney is doing a great job out there.
Yeah, she is, and to further what Kurt was mentioning, we don't know what the officials see on the water. If somebody misses a buoy, somebody does something, some kind of a infraction, we don't see everything. We call what we see and let the officials sort it out at the end of the moto.
Hey, you know what I like seeing? Amateur runabout box stock lining up. Thank you. They should be on the line behind them. Ski four-stroke stock. We need ski four-stroke stock on the beach in the staging area right now, please.
And so everybody knows, Kurt was mentioning our time frame situation today, both primarily for the riders here that are racing, but for everybody watching on the live stream, we are going back and forth with the MotoSurf championships. And if you haven't seen the MotoSurf championships, pretty cool deal. We'll talk about them here in a little while, but we're going to be going back and forth with the different racing activities throughout the weekend. So going to be a great 3 days a week, 3 days of racing here in Naples.
Hey, it's been 8 days a week. Speaking to a person with your musical knowledge. All right, pretty excited about...
okay, Ringo.
Yeah, baby. Now, somebody's got to beat those drums, huh? I know you'd be out there slapping the bass.
Oh, you got that right.
Michael Borges in that 288, he took a off-track excursion earlier. Looks like he's still got that thing up and running. There's the number 11, David Golder, and the 48, Kevin Benjamin. Right behind Benjamin, Dirac Barbie out of Thomaston, Georgia.
And the checkered flag's coming out on the tower. First checkered flag of the morning goes to Jessica Maloney out of Delray Beach, Florida, followed by
Riley O'Flaherty out of Schenectady, New York. Like the way I said that, Schenectady.
Schenectady. Spoken like somebody with experience in New York.
Somebody, there you go. A Schenectady.
You've covered the continent, Kurt.
You've covered the planet, Rick.
Some would say outer space, but you know.
All right, I know Elon Musk is a personal friend of yours.
Oh man.
Are you booked on that first flight?
I would love to be.
I'll tell you what, I'm willing to,
you know,
serve refreshments or whatever they need.
As long as they got some cold Coronas, I'm in.
Ah, más cervezas, por favor.
You see. Novice Sports Stock Riders finishing up their moto here, moto number 1 today.
Down on the line is amateur runabout box stock ski riders. We need to see all of our ski four-stroke stock riders. You should be in staging down here on the beach next to the starting line. All right, let's go through the lineup. Rick, who we got in amateur runabout box stock?
Boat number 9 out of Rosario, Argentina. On the Sea-Doo riding for Galian Lucas Team Lotoria Santi. VP
Fe?
Racing Fuel and La Capitale, Leo Morelli.
Sí, mi bueno. On the 115 Sea-Doo, pilot out of Palm Bay, Florida, piloted by a 24-year-old self-sponsored Gunner trailer.
Number 116 out of Grand Cayman. Wow. Sounds like a beautiful place to be. On the Sea-Doo riding for Riva Racing. Family friends, Erminio Iantasca, Cayman Island Watercraft Association, Evanji Ramgit.
Yeah, we got some fans down there from Grand Cayman. Out of Ocala, Florida, on the 157 Yamaha, sponsored by Riva Racing, Forever Hooked Water Sports, Bennett Construction, 51 years old, Jim Bennett.
Number 225 out of Chicago, Illinois, on the Yamaha, riding for Spine Eyewear, Hamilton Customs, Exotic Signs, and Croft Enterprises, Dean Harrison.
On the 228 Yamaha out of Union, New Jersey, sponsored by Borges Towing, Jetlift, Stash Barbershop, Crossbay Motorsports, Madrid, Lisbon, Bar and Grill, 30 years old, gorgeous Michael Borges.
Number 808 out of Mooresville, North Carolina, on the Yamaha, riding for Champion Power Sports, Graham Hunt.
And rounding out the field out of Hartsville, South Carolina, mounted on the number 875 Yamaha, 43 years old, self-sponsored, Charlie Smith. Wow, what a lineup we got in.
I was just thinking that, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a good race, folks. For those of you watching over the World Wide Web, pick your favorites. Go ahead and type it in. We'll announce what the web is saying, who's going to win.
Well, you know, we've watched these guys race all year, and, you know, we've seen Jim Bennett, Michael Borges, Charlie Smith on the national tour week in and week out. But, you know, we've got a rider here from Argentina, a rider here from Grand Cayman. Pretty cool here at the World Championships. Got some new riders we haven't seen yet.
Right.
See if they can put the pressure on Charlie Smith, Michael Borges, Jim Bennett, who have been mainstays in this class this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. Online, we just heard we've got a bunch of people watching from the Grand Caymans. You know, they've got the ability to see us over the World Wide Web thanks to Maverick, Richard Ignacio, live streaming 247.com. So if you want to see this or want to call friends elsewhere, they can see it absolutely free. We're being streamed on the Pro Watercross Facebook page. Go to prowatercross.com. Live streaming 247.com. If you'd like an event streamed across the entire planet, Richard Ignacio is your man.
Yes, he is, and does a marvelous job week in and week out. Nobody works harder than
Yeah, he's
Maverick,
okay.
except us.
All right, who's it going to be? Jim Bennett.
There we go.
Benji Rangeet getting a hole shot on the inside. That's that 116, that gorgeous line.
Oh, man, you
See-do.
were right. On the outside, who we got? Oh, battle on the outside right now, side by side.
Oh, rider down hard.
They were side by side swapping fiberglass.
I think that might have been Jim Bennett out there.
But look at the 22-year-old out of Grand Cayman, Vanjie Ramgeet. out in front on that Sea-Doo.
Behind him, Leo Morelli, and here we go, 3 wide.
These guys are flying, Kurt.
That's Dean Harrison on the 225, and my bad, that is Jim Bennett on the 157 back in the 4th spot. Charlie Smith right behind him, and Borges behind him.
But look at
I'm sorry. We'll try and find out who that rider is that took the exit there. Ski class to the line. Ski 4-stroke stock, you should be on the line. Veteran runabout box stock, you should be in staging. And yes, I recognize some of our veterans are out there right now.
Looks like 808 Graham Hunt out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the rider that got the worst of that exchange on the opening lap at 116 out of Grand Cayman. Wow.
Van G is on fire with that Ian Tosca powered machine.
That Sea-Doo is flying out there. The 22-year-old is getting it on out in front here.
I remember him from last year. Arminio was helping him then. And boy, I'll tell you what, I say this kid, he's 22 years old. He is fast, fast, fast.
He is flying on that RXPX out there.
So our Argentinian rider, Morelli, is on that black number 9 machine, and he's the only one even close.
Yeah, these 2 riders came here for the World Championships. Morelli out of Argentina, Ranguit out of, as we mentioned, Grand Cayman, and he is flying down the front straightaway. Diminutive rider, really locked in and locked down on that Sea-Doo, making the most of the turning attributes on that Sea-Doo hull.
And mark my words, he's going to be lapping. Let's see, that was Graham Hunt that went down before the end of the lap. He is on fire out
he
there.
is. You know, these stock classes in runabout racing, power to weight ratio definitely can play a part. And this guy reminds me of like a young Chris McCluggage out there, kind of. He is smaller in stature, lean, light, and making use of every bit of horsepower on that Sea-Doo.
And I'll tell you what, if you look at his riding position, this kid has put in some practice.
Yeah.
You can tell. Look at his arms. He looks behind him just to see where second place is. Well behind him.
Well, I'm thinking they've got no lack of water in the Grand Caymans, Kurt.
Yeah, good call.
Morelli out of Argentina, Rosario, Argentina. Hopefully we've got some Argentinian fans watching on the live stream this morning. Not sure what time it is in Argentina. I'm not even sure what time it is here.
O'clock.
I'm not sure what time it is here. I got in a little late last night.
There you go.
We're rocking and rolling, starting out the day great here in beautiful Naples.
I'll tell you what. Thank the heavens for the breeze that's coming right now.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, this thing's like a convection oven. When you stand on top of this tower that's wrapped, it heats from the bottom up. My shoe soles are gummy.
That's not all that's gummy, Kurt. Look at Ranjit down the front straightaway, now starting to come up on lap traffic. The rider moves over. Very nice move by our rider that allowed the leader to get by without any drama. Would love to see that.
Yeah, that was Graham Hunt, the rider that took the off-boat excursion over here.
That's
I'm looking in third now. That's Jim Bennett.
Bennett's on the gas now, picking it up. Bennett was one of the leaders in this class all year long on the national tour.
Look at the battle over here with Charlie Smith and Dean Harrison. Charlie Smith normally out front. You can't miss Charlie Smith. He's as wide as the boat. The guy is buff.
He is a big dude.
He is a big
fast.
dude. He's one of the few people that have crushed my hand just saying hello.
I know it. I met him early last year, I think it was, and yeah, my hand was a little worse for wear after shaking his hand.
Yeah, Charlie, I got to hold the mic with that. What are you doing?
Come on, ease up, big fella.
Yeah, buddy. Anyway, he's trying to chase him down. Here's second position, and look at this. Bennett's starting to reel in Morelli. Jim Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett's on the gas.
Oh, yeah, little by little. Now, Van J, Ranjit, he's gone.
Well,
bye-bye.
Yeah, he is gone, but
you later.
Bennett been racing all year on the tour, and he's just running up front. Now he's starting to make a move, and he knows if he can work his way into second place, that's not a bad finish in Moto 1.
Yeah, for a three-moto system, first and second, yes, it's always better to be first, but second isn't a bad place to be for the overall. And Bennett has certainly got that in mind.
And I've noticed, if you notice this, who's going on the inside split? No one.
Yeah, not yet. Surprising.
And in the sport class, the first race, no one did. I think they like getting ahead of steam coming out of that left-hand turn down on the outside and coming down this front straightaway, just flying. Ranjit now going down the jet trim, bitching, stitching back straightaway with a commanding lead over second place. And has Bennett gotten by? No, he has not yet. That's a.
No, we got a lapper in between them, though. That's going to be good. That's Graham Hunt out there.
That's Graham in front of him, but he'll move over. He was very gentlemanly letting Ranjit go by.
Yes, he was.
And our rider out of Grand Cayman, 116 on that Sea-Doo. And he looks like he's actually eased off just a little bit down the front straightaway now with a huge lead.
He's saving that fuel.
Yeah,
He's trying to keep the planet clean.
Erminio Iantasca has done a lot of good coaching with him, I'm sure. And there's Graham. Graham eases up too. That's a tough go right there. He got out of the way, but wow. Good riding by Morelli in second to get around Graham Hunt. Ramgeet out in front. Keep an eye on our starting tower. As he is looking for that white flag.
First lap, 51 seconds, 0.78, fastest since we set up this course.
He's flying out there.
He's hitting and getting.
He really is dialed in on that Sea-Doo.
Morelli not doing bad. Jim Bennett lost a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
I think Morelli didn't know that Bennett was there once he saw Bennett pulling up behind him.
But I got to say, Van J. Ramgeet, man, this young man, 22 years old, riding for Riva Racing, out in front and really getting after it. Also, out of Grand Cayman and the Cayman Island Watercraft Association.
Great group of people.
Kudos to you guys in Grand Cayman. Love to have these associations and personal watercraft clubs and groups around the world, supporting the sport.
White flag lap. The leader just went by, and he was even faster on that lap. We had talked about him slowing down. I wish I would have tried and get that earlier. I'll bet you it was sub 50 seconds in the first 4 laps.
Yeah, he was flying, absolutely. He came down that front straightaway the first lap on fire.
There's Morelli. Here's Bennett.
We got the Ski 4-stroke stock riders up next. Ski 4-stroke stock. You should be on the line.
And we need our veterans runabout box stock to staging, please. Veterans runabout box stock to staging. Oh, man. Charlie Smith comes by. Looking strong. And here comes your leader. Folks, as he comes by, give him a hand. Your wire-to-wire leader, Van J. Ramgeet.
And they're going crazy in the Grand Caymans right now.
Michael Borges comes through. We're waiting for second. Let me get out the sundial to see second position here.
What a absolutely amazing race by Ramgeet, just dominating. Morelli comes in second. Morelli out of Argentina.
Bennett in third. And I believe that's Dean Harrison on that too. Oh, my bad. Excuse me. That is Graham Hunt on the 808.
But he was down a lap, we know.
And here is Dean Harrison, I do believe.
You are correct, sir.
Kind of noticing a few more Dayglow helmets.
Yeah,
Mr. Richuk.
You know.
started a fad.
Oh, man. Maverick's getting a little crazy up here already. Throwing stuff around. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Should we move that over, Mav?
Yeah, I noticed this morning in practice there were a few more riders with big numbers. Big, bold numbers on their skis, which, we love.
So we were already talking on the tour about how much we love Miami jet skis. I don't want to beat that thing to death, okay? We already given their props. But you're right. We saw a lot more. And we've also, in listening to the officials, if they don't believe you can get scored, the instructions to the scorers are, if you can't read the numbers, let them go by.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's difficult. I mean, you until you've been a scorer, we're announcing, and so it's important for us, and we love it. But we're here to kind of help everybody know what's going on as best we can. But for scoring, that's really where it all comes down to. And if the scorers can't make out your numbers as you come flying by them every lap, what are they supposed to do? So as I see more skis with Ramgeet there with the 116, pretty easy to read. And
he's coming by at what, 75, 80 miles an hour?
Yeah,
you can see that lime green ski, black numbers, the size of small children.
I mean, just think about NASCAR. You always know what driver is where because the numbers are gigantic, and that's what we like. So, ski four-stroke on the starting line, Kurt. Who do we got down there?
On the number 5 out of Miami, Florida, 33 years old, Kawasaki mounted, sponsored by Bespoke CBD and the Hairy Kiwi, Edge Viso. Spoke with him yesterday. Incredibly interesting guy. We'll go on.
Boat number 13 out of Pompano Beach, Florida, the Kawasaki. Well, they're all Kawasaki, so we'll leave it at that, at least this year. Riding for Valet Racing and the aforementioned Miami jet ski shop, Luis Valet.
Love your use of the vocabulary with that aforementioned word there. On the number 28, Kawasaki out of Phelan, California, 17-year-old Cooper Scheck-Snyder. I'm doing my best. Sponsored by IPD Graphics, JC Racing, KNN, Builder, Zip Tie Racing, and Mom and Dad.
Glad you got that one. Nice work on that.
Thank you, sir.
Boat number 40 out of Hollywood, Florida, riding for Bespoke, CBD, and Hairy Kiwi, Sean Kelly.
All right, we're about ready to go. On the 44, Derek Powell. On the 51, David Cabrera. 114, AJ Luenstra. On the 300, Juan Lescano. On the 580, Nathan Haig. And Hans Krack on the 1717.
And 212 on the outside with the hole shot on the outside split is the Clipper, Mike Klippenstein. Whoa! And he is side by side. He's got some company out there on the back straightaway. Clipper side by side.
Is that the number 40, Sean Kelly?
Yeah, I believe it
Clipper
is,
making
Kurt.
the move on the outside, but here comes the inside.
Oh, it looked like Clipper went on the inside of that buoy out there on the split. Number 13.
Louis Valet.
Louis Valet on the inside split takes the lead. Clipper behind him. But if my eyes didn't betray me, I think Clipper got the inside on that buoy out there in the last buoy before the front straightaway on that split, but that's unofficial.
Officially unofficial.
Officially unofficial, but we'll see what happens.
You know what? Your eyesight's pretty good. I'm going to go with, yeah, that's it. And you brought those binocular things that you use so well.
Well, these binocular things, I wasn't even using them in that case, but I was just watching, and it looked like it. Yeah, these binocular things come in handy.
And you're right. Oh, here we go. Ryder taking the inside.
Was that Clipper that spun out?
Yes, it was. No. That's Clipper taking the
13 spun
makeup buoy.
That was Louis Valet, and Clipper takes the makeup buoy, and look who's in the lead now, 212.
Derek Powell coming up, used the inside, made the move. First rider to take it, and he moved up behind him, AJ Luenstra.
Well, good to see number 44, Derek Powell, back out there.
Absolutely.
He got hurt earlier this year and couldn't make the last part of the tour, so he's healed up and back out there. Him and his son both got dinged up this summer, and I think his son on a skateboard, and him on a ski, I believe.
Yeah.
But 212.
Family values there.
Exactly. They both were dinged up and couldn't race towards the end of the tour. But look at the battle. Derek Powell, longtime racer, no stranger to battling with Mike Klippenstein, the 27-time world champion out of Fort McMurray, Canada.
I'm tired of hearing it.
Here's
what I got. Clipper, maybe the last rider to get a boat built.
Red flag.
Right over the far right-hand side. We got an issue over
We
there.
have an injury on the right-hand side of the course, so we're going to red flag
we got an
this
injury,
one.
but it's in the field of play. We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about R&D, okay? Our buddies, okay? we heard about their Glenn and Bill Chapin and what's Glenn's name?
Glenn Dickinson
Thank
and
you.
Bill Chapin.
I hate getting this H. It's those, what do you call them? Oh, yeah, words that don't come to you all the time.
Yeah, I know. It happens a lot, Kurt.
Listen, they're at the base of the sport. They've been building it for literally for decades. And we heard the news that they decided to stop.
I haven't looked at it yet. Yeah. Okay.
We'll take a break here for a couple of minutes and get back to the racing action.
Yeah, I know what you're alluding to.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
Fly the R&D flag in personal watercraft racing.
And he's certainly done well for him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, did you thank him for putting you into retirement since you're not going to be able to sell their products anymore?
Man. Yeah, it was a bummer. We did a lot of work with them, and it was a lot of fun. It was very easy for us to work with them because of proximity. Bill being in Lake Havasu, and we're in Southern California. Not a bad drive, and always a pleasure for us to go out and test and get the latest scoop and learn what's going on and seeing what the parts do and learning about them from Bill and then from Glenn. It was really a good working relationship, and I'm really going to miss that a lot. We'll see what happens. Let me tell you something. Bill is not done making stuff go fast.
You and I both know there's
Bill's,
no way he's going to sit at home and watch television.
Oh, no, Bill's going to be just as busy as ever. Nothing's ever fast enough for Bill. And we'll see how that turns out. But, it was a bummer for us, for sure, at Watercraft Rider. But things go on, and we still sell good stuff. Works Racing's another company, and others. And
others will come in to take their place, no question about it. Yeah, I know that both Glenn and Bill have been up to Northern California when I used to put on Watercraft Madness for the dealerships across the U.S., the fly racing. A lot of people know, maybe even more than Western Power Sports. And boy, I'll tell you what, when I had those guys on the marquee, dealers knew that they were going to be there. Our attendance increased significantly. And when Bill started to talk, that room was quiet. You know why? Because he'd say, "Shut up, I'm talking."
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I've spent many hours with Bill.
Yeah,
and,
sounds familiar, right?
It's a lot of fun. Oh, his depth of knowledge goes back into the motocross world too, and he was with Team Honda. So lots of good stories coming out of the R&D world. Okay, we're going to bring the riders back off the line for a quick riders meeting with Scott Hike, and we'll go from there. Once again, we'd like to welcome everybody to the 2018 Broward Motorsports Pro Watercross World Championship presented by...
Arrived today at our banquet. We love to see everybody at the banquet. Everyone who signed up for a class, you get a ticket with your entry. Only one ticket per rider, no matter how many classes you're in. If you have anyone else that would like to join us, and we encourage them to, family, friends, sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Go and see Jennifer down at the registration hut right at the end of the beach there on the other side of the motor-surf pits. And bring a credit card. It's not free. We got to pay for it. $65 per person. But come on, there's one opportunity a year to go to the World Championship Awards presentation.
It's a lot of fun. It's very nice. And I will say that I'm a little excited because it looks like it's not official yet, but our guest speaker is going to be somebody that will be very interesting, and I look forward to hearing him if he's able to make it. And I've heard it's about 90% sure it's a pro football player, and so we'll see how that works out. But I'm sure hoping that he's able to come and speak, because that is going to be a treat.
I'm looking forward to it, I'll tell you what. By the way, since you brought up football, did anyone see the world record performance by Nick Mullins yesterday? That is the San Francisco 49ers third-string quarterback.
Amazing.
Who went out and was on fire. Tom Brady would have loved that performance. There's been 3 quarterbacks in NFL history that started their first game with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and over 200 yards. You know who they were? I'm sure you do, but I'll just say it anyway.
Why don't you tell me?
I'll tell you. Fran Tarkenton, my mother's favorite quarterback. Jim Kelly out of Buffalo. Some of you might know of him. And Nick Mullins of the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, thank you, Mr. 49er.
Oh, we're not quite done. He had a quarterback rating of 151.9, the best in history.
Before you get overly excited, Mr. 49er, let me point out he was facing the Raiders.
That were to the
worst team in the NFL.
They weren't the worst team in the NFL till they lost to the Niners.
They are now.
I've got no qualms about where the team's at right now.
I was actually traveling yesterday on my way here, and I had a layover in Houston. And I was watching the game while I was waiting for my connecting flight to get here. And I was like, oh, good Lord, what is John Gruden doing, right?
John Gruden is he's doing the job, man.
He's my favorite. You know why?
Because the Raiders are going to lose for a couple
because
years.
I'm a Chicago Bear fan.
Oh, there you go.
Khalil Mack, baby.
Immediately I went and got Chicago's defense for my fantasy football. I'm not kidding. I made the call as soon as I heard it.
#1 defense right now.
All right, I believe we're going to do a rolling start.
Going to line them up. And there's a couple of those boats I saw this morning. See the numbers on those? 40 and
yeah.
God, those look good.
So we're going to talk one of those riders, and I believe, give me a moment to look at it.
So they're going to line the riders up in the position they were in when the red flag came out and resume the moto from that point forward.
Yes, Sean Kelly on the number 40 machine.
Yes.
Well, just a couple weeks ago was at Daytona Beach with the Red Bull road racing team.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he won the race. That is huge. That's Valentino Rossi. That's all the top riders. And here we go.
Look at this. Rolling started. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
212. Clipper looks over the wrong side.
Oh, and Powell goes inside
right
a Clipper.
He makes the move.
Derek Powell over the long jump side by side. Who's it going to be? And a Clipper hangs on and takes the lead. What a battle between two.
Oh, rider down. A.J. Luenstra, it looks like. Yeah, he's back up, though.
Wow, two veteran riders, Clipper and Powell, going at it side by side on the rolling start. And it was Clipper easing into the lead, and now he extends it on the jet trim back straightaway.
Ah, 114, A.J. Luenstra.
Yeah, I think that's Luenstra in third. We'll check as they come around down the front straightaway. 212, our race leader, flying the R&D flag, as we said. Mike Klippenstein, Powell right behind him.
And that's a 28 of Cooper Schnicksteyer.
We'll get that corrected. If somebody from Cooper's team wants to come up here and let us know the pronunciation of his last name, that would be awesome.
He gave it to me in the writers' meeting. I wrote it down, and unfortunately I had to give up that paperwork.
Well, we'll get that corrected for him. We sure want to pronounce the young man's name. 17 years old, out of Phelan, California. This guy's come across the country to race the World Championships.
That's a different spelling of Phelan that I've ever seen.
Phelan?
Feeling groovy.
Feeling groovy,
I'll tell you, he's feeling groovy right now.
Clippers.
It's the Clipper, Mike Klippenstein, Derek Powell right behind him.
This is four-stroke stock ski class. These are all SXR 1500 four-stroke Kawasaki's in stock form, we hope. We'll leave that up to the tech guys after the race to sort that out. Now, we have got some top-notch racing talent here at the Broward Motorsports World Championships this weekend, Kurt.
I'll tell you what, it is crazy. As we watch our leaders go around, I want to throw out a little bit If you look down here, Sean Kelly on the number 40, that's the
And well, before you, I want
Yeah,
to
go
make
ahead.
a note of that. And that number 40, one of the skis we love, the numbers on them, it's very professionally presented.
gorgeous.
Yep. Scores love them.
He's down there. Well, this kid has been road racing, since he was about, I don't know, 8 years old.
Yeah, he's all of 16 now.
Yeah, he's got 12 championships. He just won Daytona 2 weeks ago, and he is set to sign up for Moto 3 and MotoGP in Europe. I'll tell you what, they
Amazing.
got a strong team coming out here, and with them, he's got EJ Viso.
Yes.
EJ, a former Formula One driver, also heavily involved in car racing, and both of them are using personal watercraft jet ski racing. Great for their stamina, great for their cardio,
Yep.
their reactions, balance. They love it. And boy, if you get the opportunity, if you're in the pits, stop by the CBD or the Harry Kiwi tent. You'll see them right behind Broward, and talk to those guys. Amazingly fun people to talk to.
Yeah, you can't miss their skis, ski number 5 and number 40. And they're really defined with their numbers and their presentation. They look great. Meanwhile, the Clipper, multi-time world champion, 212 out of Fort McMurray, Canada, comes down the front straightaway. Here they come right now.
Side by side.
Yeah.
They're training partners, and honestly, EJ is trying to mentor Sean Kelly.
Over the log jump. He saves it. Good.
Nice.
Wow, flying there as Powell comes up to put the lap on him. Clipper's already gotten by, put him a lap down. Here comes Derek Powell around. Now, Derek Powell and Mike Lippenstein, two long-time pro stand-up ski racers.
Look at those two just pulled
Yep.
way off the track to let the leaders by. Gotta love that. You could tell racing's in their
Yeah,
background.
that's professional racing experience right there.
Speaking of beautiful numbers,
There he goes, number 300. Is that the fish?
Juan Lescano, but they may call him the fish out in Miami.
They may.
There's Clipper.
Every time I see that 300, that's all I can think of, you know.
Yep.
Here comes 44 Powell by. And then
So great to see him.
28 is Cooper, the 17-year-old out of California.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
Cooper.
Well, that's
Schexenator.
yeah, that's the Schexenator. Cooper Schexenator.
Telling you.
He is on it, riding really good here this morning. I believe he's in third place, if I'm not mistaken.
Check
We'll
it out.
That. A battle
Here
going
comes
on.
Clipper. Blue and yellow flag out for the number 300.
That's Juan Lescano getting lapped by the Clipper, and Juan.
Well, maybe.
Juan not aware of what the blue flag with the yellow stripe means, but he's got it now. All good. Clipper goes by. Oh, boy.
All right, we're going to get a lap time on Clipper as he comes through. I know he had some traffic, but that one was 54.12. That's only 3 seconds less than our runabout. We got to write her down. That's Lescano on the far end side of the track.
Came off the ski out there on that left-hand turn coming onto the front straightaway.
Yep,
44, Powell comes by. Then 28. 28 is the Schexenator out of Phelan, California, on the 17 years old IPD graphics rider. And he is flying out there doing a good job with two of the most experienced riders in the sport.
On the planet.
Yeah, in front of him, and he's right there with them, with Derek Powell at least. Kip Clipper is definitely checked out.
Here comes Sean Kelly out of Hollywood, Florida. He is the MotoGP, potential MotoGP rider. He's got some sponsorship from CBD, and they've got quite a program going to sponsor more riders. White flag out, and the Clipper way out in front. And that was a 53-second lap.
He is flying out there. Here comes Powell in second. And then the young Cooper Schechtinator, 28, in third.
Speaking of which, Veterans Runabout box stock. You should be on the line. Amateur ski stock, you should be in staging. My bad. We are switching over to Moto Surf.
White flag.
We're 3 minutes late. We're going to close this off. White flag is out.
And then we are going to switch to the Moto Surf Racing. Their crew will come up here, and that'll be cool.
All right, and that'll do it. We're going to switch up. We're going to switch hull styles and go to Moto Surf.
Going to be a big hull switch here.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be exciting down there.
Motorized surfboards competing on a closed course, and if you haven't seen it, it's pretty darn cool.
With professional athletes. All right, for folks, we live? Hello, folks out there on the World Wide Web. He's Rick Lake. I'm Kurt Nolenberg. We're getting ready to jump over. We're leaving the personal watercraft. We're going to start a new stream for the Moto Surf. We're going to just sign off now. The Moto Surf stream's going to start. Folks, if you haven't seen them last year, you have got to hang in there.
It's really cool. These boards are amazing. They are carbon fiber works of art that are powered by little, I think they're 125cc two-stroke motors, and they're really dialed in. They're very trick. They put on a good show. You'll enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. And I've seen them, been lucky enough to see them practicing the last couple of days. There's some surprises in stock.
And the women's racing's good, too.
Yes, it is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thank you for that. And we'll see you back here in just a little bit.